We are ready to go whenever you are. Depends on the person. Sometimes they last a day, sometimes they last a month. Let me know when you guys are ready to go. And I can switch over. Yeah. Yeah. It's because it's polarized. It's because it's polarized and the light coming from your screen is polarized, so they block it out. You know what's really cool is when you have two sets of polarized lenses, because if you move them in different direction, it gets really weird patterns that show up. It's like having a psychedelic trip without the trip. Exactly. No doubt. Okay, just getting announcements on the Discord. So he's like, ah! Yeah, just, you know... I'm pretty okay with never having been drunk or high ever. Pretty okay with that. I've seen people get drunk, and it's like, no thanks. I'll pass. Yeah, my brother got drunk once, and he just ended up puking in the shower for about an hour. That sounds disgusting. That's interesting. And then, yeah. So, it's like mixing cars together, like mix and match cars, put different hoods on. I am an idiot.
Okay. Obviously, for the first time ever, I cannot see what is currently being streamed. I'm having to wait for a delay. So, good evening, everybody. Hopefully, you will be seeing faces and loveliness as I am talking
Obviously,
out loud. Before I jump in and introduce who I am and who all these other lovely faces are you see before you, I would like to give a big thank you to Throck, who designed the initial layout for this, and then I would also like to thank our good friend right over here, Archer, for fiddling around and now hosting the stream for you all, so you don't have to put up with my awful British internet. So thank you to both of those people. Now, jumping on in, good evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is to you. Yes, specifically you, Jared.
Dude, you're calling out Jared like that? What did he ever do to you?
Poor Jared.
I just said a name. Anyhow, good evening, or whatever time of day, and welcome to the party. I am the Bardic Knock, or Matthew Knock, if you like real people names. And tonight we will be continuing our adventure through the Kingdom of Fife. This is a 3.5 edition of Dungeons & Dragons in a world that I have painstakingly, doodled some things on a piece of cardboard last week, created. And our lovely party here are adventuring on through it. So, before I continue, we have two party members not here. Varco, or Don't Blink, is, I'm assuming, still off on his honeymoon, so we wish him all the best. And Blake, our elven druid, is studying for finals, so good luck to that, because finals suck.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, let's start introducing ourselves. Obviously, I've said my name, but I'm going to say it again because I'm a shameless whore. So I'm the Bardic Knock. Follow me. Like me. Please, God, like me. Hey, kid, you can hate me. Just don't ever tell me, or I'll have to go and sit in a corner and cry for a year.
And he has his Patreon link right beside him.
I do. It's like...
Other side.
Yeah.
You're mirrored.
Somewhere. Oh my God, Shogun, you just threw money at us. Shogun, you are a legend. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
So,
I need to set up some way of giving us notifications for that.
Yeah, I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
Other people's names who are here and playing. Rebecca, who are you? Who are you pretending to be? And tell us something interesting about you.
Oh, you mean who I am really? My name is Rebecca. I'll be playing Primrose, the half-orc bard. And interesting, I'm writing a novel. You should buy it one day.
We all will, if we have money.
Yes.
If not, I'll pirate it and say I bought it.
That counts, I'm pretty sure, right?
Or, I'll just lie and say I read it. No one will know.
I'll make your
Until she starts asking questions about it and you're just sitting there with sweat dripping down your face as you're getting quizzed.
I don't think you realize how convincing of a liar I am.
Roll a bluff check.
I rolled a 2.
Seems fitting to me.
Good start.
Nice.
Good start.
Our next person, whom you can now see his lovely face. Cody, who are you?
Good to see y'all. I'm Cody. I play Kid the Dark Horse, a moody, very scarred individual with a traumatic past that everybody has been learning about in some of our previous videos. Go watch those. And who is currently between a rock and a hard place in the form of a goblin and another goblin, I guess. But we'll see how he makes it out of that.
Yeah.
You may recognize him from his other appearances as robber number 2 on the liquor store video of your choice.
Oh, yeah. Superhero outfits, featured in real life. Gotta abide by their standards as everybody else, so that's why I'll never get my last name.
Whose last names? What are they? Not important. Oh, damn.
It's
No!
Oh, no,
Hey,
it's someone
Mako!
else joining in. Oh, I thought everything had broken.
I
Ladies
gotta
and
reset up
gentlemen.
cameras.
Sorry, we had someone come in late, but we're fixing it.
Yes, we... Yes, blah, blah, blah. I just had a brain fart. Ladies and gentlemen, our lovely friend Don't Blink has just arrived. So we'll just quickly throw over to him. Don't Blink, who are you? What are you playing? And how was your honeymoon?
I don't think his mic's up yet. Let's give him a bit of time to work with that real fast.
Okay. Whilst all of that's being sorted, instead, TJ, who are you?
Oh, and there he drops again. Damn it!
Nope, and away he goes.
Just as I fix the cameras too.
Perfect. Well, TJ is
and he's
TJ.
back again.
That's probably not going to change. But I am playing Flick, the Halfling Rogue, and I'm hoping that my microphone doesn't pick up the small construction project happening in my backyard at the moment.
That would be good.
Just realized I was muted, so you will just see me talking to nobody.
I thought everyone was just pausing so we could see if there was, like, construction equipment coming through the mic. I thought it was poignant.
Well, I was saying, I can't hear anything from your background, although I think I just heard Don't Blink talk. Don't Blink?
Yes, hello, sorry I'm late, everyone, yeah.
No, you're good. You're good.
I play Don't Blink. I am Don't Blink. I play Vako, the mysterious, charismatic sorcerer. And yes, my honeymoon was amazing. Thank you for asking.
We're happy to, and we're happy for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
He's contractually obligated to say that.
Well, TJ, it wouldn't sound very nice that I'm bitter and jealous. Grr.
No, I meant Don't Blink. He's contractually obligated to say he had a good time.
That is very true.
If he enjoys sleeping in a bed and not the sofa, that is.
Right.
And so, finally, with no further delay, Archer, who are you?
I am Archer. I am playing Keldor, the Null Knight. And as for an interesting thing, not the background currently, but I have done quite a bit of the artwork for this setup, so that's what I'm doing. And hoping to add more of mine.
And much like my Patreon, you can find Archer's DeviantArt in a lovely little link. And who knows, maybe if you pay him, he'll do drawings for you. I don't know. I'm not Archer. I can't speak for him. So, without further ado, we were in the middle of a fight, weren't we?
I think so.
Yes.
If that's what you call that.
Obviously, Varko, you weren't here, so just roll initiative and I'll slap you in the order. To give you some context what was going on, you have all collected all of your things. Oh dear, that one.
Very
good start.
Perfect.
It's fine. You're still
and no one
higher
even
up
had to
than
pay for
Rose.
it.
But yes, you all collected yourselves. You all got ready. You left Scarfell, and on your way, you have come across a small. Pardon me. You have come across a small dwarven. It's not a camp. It's more like a mining hut. It's kind of where they live and do various bits and pieces before heading off to the mountain and mine. But what you saw, and what you have decided to go and intervene with, is there's a bunch of goblins on like big scary wolf things. Well, they need killing. And that's what you done did.
We're done trying to do.
So we're not gonna like recruit them to join our party, like we did the
Not
other
this
nobles?
time.
Okay.
As it happens, none of us speak Goblin.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of communication barrier, and the fact is they probably wiped out some of my friends, so I'm not exactly happy with them.
Ah, I see.
It was good because I was starting to feel like I was gonna have to start playing Flick as a xenophobe just to get us into some combat.
I mean, admittedly, you did just kind of wild shape into a saber-toothed tiger to scare away a warg.
Yeah.
Although
Well.
not magically.
Wild shape with a cloak. I scared that thing good. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, is that part of my turn? Because I'm at the top of the turn order here.
No, because when we were wrapping up last time, I was kind of allowing everyone to go, okay, an action before we have to call it quits. They do not count as part of your turn.
Okay.
So we will be jumping into combat with the top of the initiative order, which is Flick, TJ.
All right, so...
also, just to remind you, the warg in front of you is one you very heavily intimidated by, going, "Arr!" And that warg looks as if it's preparing to run away.
Okay, I'm going to allow it to run away. And can I try and move, I guess, here? Can I get a line on that one to the left of Keldor, right there?
This guy?
Yeah, easily.
All right, I'm going to try and put a dagger in him. And I don't have any of my sheets opened up.
This one is just the ward, right? Because I had not killed the goblin on it.
Let me just check. Yes, that one is just the warg.
Okay. And do I get a sneak attack on it?
Yes, because it is currently flat. Well, it's not flat-footed, is it? Not by your knightly thing.
The knightly thing is it's considered difficult terrain, so no, he is not considered flat-footed.
But I am going to allow it to count as a sneak attack because that warg is not paying any attention to you. It was charging at Keldor. It stopped charging when it got to the difficult terrain. It has no idea you exist.
Oh, and there should be an extra d6 on there, I believe, because I haven't updated the macro yet, unfortunately.
Yes, you'll want to roll another d6 for that. Okay, so that's a
Nice.
solid 11 damage. And with that, TJ, would you like to describe how you have just thrown that dagger and where you have thrown it and where were you aiming for?
Flick, at the end of the last episode, was hiding basically behind Un's cloak and shitting himself, and then he got the crazy idea to turn around and flip the hood of the cloak over him and pretend to be the saber-tooth tiger and scare the shit out of the one warg. And as he does that, he whips around and he gives out his weak-ass little roar, which still somehow managed to intimidate him. And then he reaches up under what looks like inside the face of the saber-tooth tiger and pulls one of his upper chest-mounted daggers out. And he whips it across with his left arm, and just straight arms it, and throws it right into the throat of the one warg that's, I guess, rushing at Keldor or dancing around him. I'm not sure exactly what it was doing before this point.
It was rushing towards Keldor, but then when it got close, it kind of it essentially stopped in its tracks, going, "Ugh."
Perfect.
So,
and right as it stops, I go right for its throat.
And, well, this dagger, you hurl it directly into that warg's throat, and you pierce just at the, pretty much the base of the esophagus on it. So, in a canine type creature like this would be, you kind of hit just where the neck joins the torso, and that's really soft.
Yeah.
And it just profusely bleeds out and buckles forward and lays on the floor, slowly reaching its inevitable demise.
Hell yeah, one down.
So, that is a flick, unless there's anything else you would like to quickly do.
I think he's going to take a second to, underneath the saber-tooth tiger, he's just going to shudder quickly, like, holy shit, this is really happening. That's
okay. Yeah. Take a move action to wet yourself.
God.
No, it's cool. You don't. Maybe after the fight, we'll see. Cody.
Yeah, I wear the cloak for 2 hours and it's already got piss in it. Great.
That right. Okay. Kid's next up. Kid, frustrated with his inability to hit these things smart, is going to actually go for broke on this one. And he's going to try and belt it as hard as he can with his chain. He's going to swing it around, and he's going to try and bring it down on the one to the left on the thing.
The one on the left, that's the one with no rider. The rider was accidentally shot and killed by his buddy up over there.
Yep.
So you're going for straight up warg on his own.
Going for the work on his own, yeah.
Previously intimidated.
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Alrighty. God damn it, kid!
Holy crap.
Nicely done.
Now, you weren't here the other day. We were just missing everything left and right.
Oh my goodness, it was so bad.
Okay.
It was ridiculous.
He's going to screech the word "damn it" to the sky as it misses.
Well, that's a crying shame, unfortunately.
It really is.
Oh, hey, Matt. Is it too late to do one thing at the end of my turn?
Yeah, what was it?
I was just going to duck back behind Unst.
Absolutely fine. I was assuming you were doing that anyhow.
Yeah, that's what I realized you were prompting me to see if I was going to do afterwards. And that's a really good idea.
Hide behind the giant angry barbarian.
Yeah.
I see no
Again.
problems with this.
Okay, so we move on down the initiative order. Kid, the warg you have just swung your chain at, and you previously terrified. This warg, well, it is running away.
Is this a withdraw
Bravely
action?
running away.
That's a withdraw. Okay, can't make an attack on that one. It's alright, though.
So, it's gonna rush on up over, and it heads straight to the barn.
It went into the barn?
Yup.
Okay.
Oh, there's only... There's only 3 other wargs. Oh, this one is also terrified, and that one's going to try and run away. Although that one's going to take a really awkward, dash around to make a full... Withdrawing
able
doesn't
to
have to be
run
in a
with-
straight line, does it?
I think it does, actually.
I don't remember
Ah,
how
okay.
it works.
Time to Google.
I was assuming it is, because it's kind of like taking a run...
First result, how to cope with D&D withdrawal.
Wow.
You don't. Okay, just for ease, I'm gonna just quickly say no. He can't. If someone wants to look up a rule for that and correct me later, that is perfectly acceptable. So, well, both Angus and Unst are going to make an attack opportunity against it. They both hit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can move normally, but if you step through a threatened square that is not the one you started in, they still get an attack of opportunity.
Which it kind of has to do anyhow to
Yep.
get out of this. Oh god, because it's threatened by you as well.
Uh-huh.
So, Keldor, if you want to join in on this group murder fest on this poor little warg, feel free to make an attack of opportunity.
Listen to him rubbing his palms in anticipation.
Oh yeah.
I hope it's his palms he's rubbing.
Shut up.
No, you don't.
Okay, had to make that first joke. So, you don't have to make the attack of opportunity if you don't want to, if you think those guys have got it.
Too late.
Oh, okay. Where are you trying to slash or stab at this thing?
I am just doing an underhanded slash straight for its belly, out through its spine.
Okay. So, let me paint a lovely word picture for you. Keldor, since you rolled the highest of the attacks, yours is going to hit first. And what you do is you swing your glaive under, and you catch just under the warg's belly. In fact, you manage to slip under its ribcage and get the soft stomach area of it. And in doing that, with the power and the strength that you push upwards, you lift it up off of the ground, impaling it as it kind of lets out this horrifying howl and squeal in pain as it writhes around. As it does that, Unst swings down with his great sword, cutting the creature in half. So half of it crashes down on the floor, and the other is still suspended on your glaive. Only to have Angus swing his hammer, hitting the other half, which is still suspended on your glaive, knocking it off of your glaive and onto the floor. There is blood and guts and quite possibly a look of horror on the less combat-inclined people's faces.
Okay. So does 9 count as the killing blow?
Yours would have dropped it to minus. Do maths.
Dropped it
to
anyways. I get to cleave.
Hit points.
I get to cleave.
Yes.
So I am turning on the other guy in my range and smacking him.
If memory serves, that's one that still has a
goblin on it, and I am attacking the goblin.
Go for it. Okay. 15 damage. Jesus Christ. Yeah. After Angus has knocked the carcass off of your blade, so you're still good to turn around. I like to imagine that almost without turning your body, you just pull your glaive back and stab behind you. And in doing so, your glaive pierces through the goblin's chest, knocking him clear off of the warg. The goblin squirms and writhes and is dead.
Good to know.
That would leave it as now. Oh wait, there's one more who didn't move. Well, two of them didn't move. That one has just had its goblin killed, and that one's up attacking Kid. So the one attacking Kid is going to take a quick attempt at a bite. 3 on the dice, certainly not going to hit. This one right here that now doesn't have a goblin. Yeah, you know what? He is gonna run away. And yep, he can full round action withdraw, and he is heading over to the barn.
He passes by Primrose, so Primrose, if you want an attack of opportunity.
Yep, and Eliza as well. Oh God, what weapon does Eliza have? I'm trying to remember what I gave her now.
I would love to do an attack of opportunity.
Smack it.
What little power I have.
Smack it with.
Is that just a regular?
Yeah,
just a regular attack roll?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the wrong thing.
My first attack of the game.
It is.
It would not be. It would not be a flank. Right? It would not be.
No.
Wait, let me
just
check.
a regular attack, no bonuses.
Okay.
Aside from
Tomorrow?
your bardic bonuses from all of that. Unfortunately, that is not going to hit it.
Oh.
Eliza does, though.
Oh.
She pulls out a light mace. It's just small. It's like a little metal club. 1 damage.
Booyah.
Oh, 2 damage because of bardic. Bardic diddly bop.
inspiration.
Okay, so there.
Primrose still set me proud.
-2. There we go. Okay, so that leaves Unst. He's still raging. He's not a happy bunny. And the closest thing to him is that fellow. And he's seen that Kid's struggling. And Unst likes Kid. So, Cody, you'll have to remind me, did you introduce yourself as Kid to Unst or the Dark Horse?
Can't hear you.
Sorry, I forgot that was the thing that was up. I forgot that was the point where I believe Kid had introduced himself as Kid the Dark Horse to Unst. Sign of respect among warriors.
Yeah. So Unst is going to run on over, and as he does so, he's going to shout, Unst, hear his voice. Kid, Unst is coming, help! Okay, that's a hit. And that's a damage. Yeah, he's gonna start by swinging his way at the goblin, and he rushes over, makes a rather big looking swing, and in doing so, removes the goblin's head from its shoulders. I need to check if Unst can cleave. No, he can't cleave. So he leaves it at that.
Just whunk. Flying head.
Angus, he sees that you guys have got yourself sorted, so you can only get to there, even with a double move. Damn medium armor! But he is going to start moving forward. He's just going. He's going to shout something like, "For Dundee! Ah! God. Genetic battle cry!"
Insert inspirational statement here.
That's exactly it. It's a little known fact about Dundee. That all their writers were very, they like to play over conceptual.
They're very meta.
Yeah. Never went down particularly well. Okay. Gobbleinos. Gobble gobble. There's that guy up there who's been trying to shoot Kid for ages and not succeeding. Okay, this little gobble is... Well, first, let's do the ranged. So, ranged gobbos, one at Kid, one at Angus, one at Keldor. So, okay, that's a 22 to hit Kid.
That'll hit.
A 21 to hit Angus. And a... Come on, Matt, do maths. 19 to hit Keldor.
It hits.
Okay, damage for Kid. 1 damage. Damage for Keldor. 6 damage. Damage for Angus. 4 damage. These gobbos are getting pretty cocky, I think. And this fellow, he's gonna... You know what? Yeah, he's gonna charge. He's no coward. And he rolled a 2, so he's not hitting Angus. And the other one, No, that'd be having to charge through his buddy. Can't do that. Oh, he can charge there and go for the prince. So charging, see if he can succeed. And he rolled a 5 on the dice. So he's not hitting Angus. And okay, that takes us over to Eliza. Eliza she's essentially just going to hold her action until somebody shouts, I need help, I want healing. She's going to announce that. She'll shout out as loud as she can. I say as loud as she can. It's still super meek. She goes, if anybody needs healing, just let me know. I'll rush over.
30 feet.
Yeah, so she can dash over to whoever needs healing and take care of that when it comes to her turn. Unless anyone shouts out in response they want help. Nope. Okay. Keldor.
Alrighty, I am charging this guy.
Amusingly enough, that's the one who I had shoot at you, so he just clocked you. And you're getting you some sweet, sweet revenge.
So, let's get that attack going. Oops, why am I clicking on that? Bum-ba-dum. $27 for 15.
Okay, 15. All right, yeah. How do you like to envision?
Oh, it's a straight up just stuck right into his chest. Like, just charge forward. Shunk!
Well, as you draw it out, you realize
bow
the goblin is dropping to his knees, so cleave.
You
need to stop giggling with such glee.
Dude, cleave is so good, though.
It really is. Do.
24 for 13.
And that's minimum damage.
Yup.
And he... How are you... So you've kind of rushed, stabbed right through, pulled it out. I like to imagine you give a little twist as you pull it out, make goblin guts fall everywhere.
Just straight up, just swing it without even looking, beheading the other dude. Just...
You're not going to behead him, but you can, because he's on -3. He still has a chance to get better.
Okay. He's got half his neck missing then.
Oh yeah, you can put a big, deep old cut into his neck and kind of leave him, going, ah! Oh no! My poor goblin life ended so prematurely. You don't understand that unless you happen to speak goblin, by the way.
Nope. I have no clue. I just heard it scream really weirdly, and I'm just like, ugh.
How will my little goblin daughter ever get through little goblin college if I'm not there to pay for her little goblin education?
Oh,
But come on, that's cliche. He's actually
That's cliche to you.
He's trying to earn money to care for his aging goblin mother, actually.
Yeah. Don't be so trope.
He actually only joined this because he's got cancer and he couldn't earn money from his job as a school teacher anymore. So he's doing this and dealing illegal substances.
Oh no.
God. That's not a dated reference, right? Breaking Bad is still relevant.
I feel awful.
Okay. Varko.
Right.
Well, you've been here, obviously. Like, Varko has been here, but you haven't. What do you think of this scene that's going on?
I think
slaughter.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of has everything under control, except there's this guy all the way up here shooting at my friends, right?
No, that's just as far as he could get in his turn.
Yeah, he's a ward. That's a wolf thingy looking thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot at him with a heavy crossbow.
All right. Yeah. Is it in range for your crossbow?
Yeah, I have
shoot
120
yourself.
feet. Yeah, it's 120 feet for my heavy crossbow, and he's about 95.
Go for it. Shoot him. Serves him right for running away like a little bitch.
I'm not a very good shot, but we'll see.
He's the one who has the goblin daughter.
No, the ones heading up there have no goblins on. That's why they've run away, because they're
Her
cowards.
daughters.
Max damage. Nice.
Okay, 1 second. Just because my Discord keeps making noise, I'm just quickly whacking it into streamer mode. Okay, 18 with max damage. Yeah. You hit this thing right in its rear flank. It's still going. It's still trying to run into the barn, but it kind of lets out this high-pitched. You shot a dog. How do you feel?
Oh.
Vaco just kind of smiles and says, "That's no dog." I hope, or else Keldor is going to be upset.
Eldor's not a dog either. It's a hyena.
That's why he's not saying it. That's why he's not saying it out loud. I thought Keldor would have a soft spot for them.
I just killed 2 of them, so.
Before I move on, is there anything else you would like to do, Varco?
No, I think I'm gonna have to stay right here, and then as a move action, I guess I'll just reload so I can have a full round action next time.
Yep, I was just assuming that's what you were going to do. And that brings us round to Primrose. Obviously, you are still playing your music. If you would like to continue, could you please make a concentration check for me?
Okay.
Or
I
if
think
you're
Keldor's
going,
out of range, by the way.
Yes,
But-
I am very much out of range. I still have the effect for another 5 rounds, but I am
yeah,
out
so I
of
was about to say you have the effect for 5 rounds, but you are out of range of it continuing. Obviously, Rebecca, you don't need to continue it. You can go. That's enough music. You'll be fine,
range.
and get on with something else.
Actually, didn't she end it last time because she cast resistance on Eliza? And wouldn't that end
Oh, yeah. That would have done it, yeah.
Yes, it would.
So-
I'm
Okay,
so-
mixing things up. Yeah.
So,
Count
So-
4 initiative then.
so you can do whatever you
yes,
want.
you can do anything you like.
You can stop and start picking flowers now, if you can find them.
I mean, I wanted to make sure my honey bun was okay before we continue this conversation.
Yeah.
Eliza is absolutely fine. She feels good. She's not super comfortable with the excessive and graphic nature of the violence before her, but it's just because she's a little. She's lived a sheltered life, so this is all a bit much. It's all happening very fast, but she's dealing with it. See, sorry, finish around it. I've just noticed something I need to mention in a moment.
Okay. Primrose will pat her shoulder. It's okay. It's okay. We can cuddle it out later.
Thank you. I think I'd quite like that. I'm somewhat scared, but I'm going to have nightmarish visions of that poor little doggy being cut into various pieces by people like our friends. Thank you.
Yes.
Primrose.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's nothing you can think that you want to do, if you're feeling like everything is sorting itself out and your primary focus is going, are you okay? That is absolutely fine.
I mean, that's what it has to be right now.
Mm.
Don't know how to really play a bard yet, so we'll go.
That is
Level 1, level 3 bard, you're doing everything right.
yeah, Rebecca. Surprisingly enough, I play quite a few bards.
What?
There is
Really?
for
No
every
way.
turn you can do something amazing. A lot of the time you kind of have to go. This isn't quite right yet. I'm gonna wait.
It's like being a comedian.
Exactly. Now,
They're my
before
primary concern. Sorry, go ahead. Continue, please.
Oh, by the way, Flick, your shelter just ran away from you.
He did.
sorry about that. I was just waiting to cough really badly.
How dare
Now,
you?
what I was going to do just before I jump onto Flick, I've just noticed we have got a lovely new subscriber to welcome to the party.
We
And
do.
unfortunately, I forgot to mention it because we were so desperate to jump on in. Well, it appears that the channel has just told me that, has just jumped in and said that. I was just about to tell Queen Metzgirl, or Metzgirl from over in the Discord channel. Lovely person. She is a great and friendly person. Very thankful to have her as part of this community. For being a subscriber, you get to give a crit to any player in any campaign on this channel of your choice. Oh, and Nerdy Teddy Bear as well, another amazing new person who is joining us and subscribing. Give crits away. You don't have to give it in this game. You can give it to anybody you like. And you can do that every month you stay subscribed. So we thank you here at Welcome to the Party. Anyhow, Flick, what do?
What Flick do, be do, is... Can't see any opportunities for... Well, this in between Unst and Kid here, is that a warg and a goblin still, or is it just one or the other?
This one here between the two of them?
Yeah.
That is just a warg because when Unst ran up, he kind of decapitated the goblin.
Okay. Flick is going to run up to, let's say, about there. And yeah, he's going to put a dagger into that goblin up above Angus.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Okay, and not flanking.
Oh, thank you for drawing those in. I forgot that they're dead. I was carried away doing lots of different things.
Oh, good call. I didn't realize they were dead already.
Oh yeah, I just.
But they definitely were, yeah. Okay, so that's AC 23 for 3 damage on the top goblin there.
That fell that. Okay, yeah, that is easily a hit. You have. Where are you trying to hit it with your dagger?
Just going for center mass from this distance. He's like throwing it while running.
Yeah.
Just trying to distract it, mostly.
Just hit the thing, yeah. There's now a dagger sticking out of this thing's shoulder. And we've just had yet another sub.
Wow,
Thank you very much.
What the heck, people?
Nice.
You're so awesome.
They really are. They are the greatest. Shanna Logic is another fantastic member. They do like perler art and lots of other cool things. So they know the deal when they subscribe. But in case you didn't, remind you again, subscribe. Give a free crit to anyone you choose. Do it. Yep, Flick, that's all of your turn. Kid.
Die,
Seething
you
with
fucking
anger.
bull thing!
There you go. There you go.
Let that teen eggs flow.
The angst is flowing through.
Smells like teen spirit.
I love the idea that Kid actually just shouts that out.
Die, you.
That's precisely what's happening.
Just
He's being like. Here's the thing: Kid's a mercenary, and he is looking really, really bad right now.
And then there's Keldor over there just slaughtering.
Yep.
I just got given a crit of my choice.
Oh.
You did.
Oh.
Alrighty.
Oh God,
I'll use
now
that when I
feel
feel like it.
Oh dear.
We'll
Alrighty.
see what happens.
Sounds good.
Kid, is there anything else you're doing?
No, I think it took all of my effort to swing my chain down on this thing, and I am relishing the little yelp of pain it gives as soon as it hits.
Oh yeah, it gives that yelp, and it is going to start trying to run away. So, attack of opportunity.
Oh, 100%. As soon as it starts going, he just looks like, oh, you think you can fucking get away from me that easily? Yeah, you ain't fucking getting anywhere. God damn it!
Very nice.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you fucking better run!
As you do that, don't worry, Unst hit it.
Sure, that makes him feel much better.
Fucking teamwork.
Unst didn't do that much damage. Minus, so it's that plus 4 plus. Oh, come on, maths. Maths, do maths. -9. Okay, there we go. And that is gonna start running away like a coward. The one which got shot is sneaking on into the barn. That puts us on Unster's turn. Unster's gonna look at Kid, and he's gonna go, Comrade, which one of these little ones do you want? One who been shooting you, or the other one?
I'm gonna look at the one that has been shooting me, and I'm going to point at it and say, that one.
Good, you take that. I help out Princey.
Nice.
And Unster's gonna go over there. He's gonna make an attack. That's a hit. He's gonna roll the damage, and that's a kill.
Yeah.
Angus, he's gonna look and go. Unster's come over and he's gonna respond like, "Ugh, I could have done it myself." He's gonna attack. That's a hit. That is also a kill. These goblins are not exactly sturdy.
Obvious.
I wouldn't know.
There is one goblin left, and it's taking a shot at Kid. Jesus flipping Christ! That's a 19 on the die, so
That'll
that's
hit.
a 23. I'm assuming that hits.
No, totally misses.
Yeah, don't crossbows crit on 19?
I don't.
I can check.
I've got it here. I just never think about it. Like in my mind, it's like, oh, it's just always nat 20. That's that.
Rocco, you got a crit.
Okay.
Yep, they do.
Balls. Okay.
Alright.
So, Kid. 14 damage.
Okay. That hit me hard.
At any moment, you can shout out, and Eliza will rush over and heal.
Mm-hmm.
So you have
it's her
like a
turn next,
crossbow
anyway.
bolt just sticking into your shoulder currently, basically.
Oh, Varko, you have been given a crit by Queen Metzgo. That's very kind of her. Thank you very much for that. I'm sure Varko will make good use of it whenever he finds the appropriate opportunity. Okay, so, Kid, are you shouting out for Eliza to come and make you not hurt so much?
That doesn't seem like something that would be in Kid's character.
So
Basically,
instead,
Eliza's
do you
just gonna
grab?
have to notice.
Yeah. Instead, do you just like grab that crossbow bolt and push it in further and twist it?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm going to pull it out like a sane, reasonable person. And I'm going to drop it on the snow next to me. And I'm going to continue pointing at the goblin because I have that has not shaken my resolve at all.
No. Eliza, she knows you haven't asked for it, but she's gonna rush over. She's gonna like try and grab your arm, and she is gonna heal you. Okay, that's not bad. Plus her level. You can get 16 hit points back.
Oh, that's
No,
Really?
nice.
really nice.
Dang.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yep.
It was a good roll on her part. Keldor.
Let's keep her around, guys.
For multiple reasons.
And not just because she's
Can
banging Primrose.
Kid challenge the goblin thingy. I'm gonna let him take care of that. I'm going to run up to the door and try and get in.
This door, it's not locked, so you can just kick it open if that's what you so choose to do.
I'm going in.
Okay, you ready? Okay. I'm just gonna do that so you can see what's in there,
Oh, hi there.
and then I'm going.
How
And
far
then
did
I'm
I
going to
move?
describe the site that you see. It's not a large building. It's obviously designed for dwarves. The first thing you see when you walk in, you see this large, tanned-skinned brute of a creature that seems to be wielding like part of a tree trunk as a club. It's definitely large. It's big. It's intimidating looking, and it seems to be commanding some goblins to move forward to attack these dwarves who are cowering behind a table they have turned over on its side. In the center of the room is a stone pillar that leads up, and there are 4 small hatches on it, and behind each of those hatches you can see a fire. It's some kind of chimney. As you kick the door in, the large-looking fellow is going to turn his head, and I'm assuming you don't speak giant, do you?
Nope. Alright, guys, I need you to get in here! And I am using my knight's challenge on this guy. Okay.
And what do? Is that the knight's challenge to give you pluses?
Right there.
There we go. Challenge opponent. It does have an intelligence of 5 or more. Its CR is yep, that works. So yes, you will benefit from that most definitely.
Alright. And it lasts for 8. Good.
Nice.
And so, here we go.
Do the thing. Do it. Do it.
Oh my goodness!
And it gets
That would have
caught
been
in
a
the door.
great hit. Unfortunately, you do not penetrate the
That is
thick, calloused skin on this creature.
just a whack and then glances off. Okay.
Yeah, you. In fact, anyone who's ever taken a branch and swung it at a tree, and you feel that tremble go up your arms, that's kind of what you feel. It hurts, but not like, ooh, it's going to do damage. It's like, my arms, that really messed with my muscles. Better not do that again. Or, better actually kill him next time.
That is one of the lowest could have done. Not the lowest, but it's hard for me to get under a 10.
Okay.
Brag a little more, why
Marco.
don't you?
Oh, sorry. Before I move on, Keldor, anything else you would like to do?
That is everything I can do. So I am stuck where
Alright.
I am.
Varko, what would you like to do?
All right. Well, I see Kid pointing at some goblin, and then I see Kildor saying something, screaming something about someone help me in here. So I'm pretty sure Kid could handle that goblin.
Oh yeah.
I'm almost positive. I'm going to run right over here. So that's both full round action to make a sprint.
Yep, that is absolutely fine.
And I'm just gonna look in there as Keldor is facing this huge guy.
Yes. Obviously, because of the way the door works, you can pretty much only see straight in. So you can see Keldor, and you can see big, scary-looking motherfucker behind him.
Oh yeah, just this guy right over here. Yeah.
Basically.
Okay. So you're primed, ready for.
Yep. For next time.
As I said before, you do have a crit you can use at any point.
All right. So, perfect.
You've got that
Thank
in
you.
the just waiting in the background. Primrose.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming I hear the cry of Keldor.
Oh, yeah. You don't need to make a listen check. That's Keldor doing a full-on shit, guys. There's stuff going on in here.
This is me going, holy fuck, get in here! As loud as I can. This is the biggest creature I have ever seen.
Oh.
Don't get eaten there, Keldor.
I'll try not to, but we'll see.
Okay. Right, fine. I'm gonna move then. I'm making my way. I'm making my way downtown, walking fast.
All of a sudden, a piano appears underneath you as you just start to slide down the. Okay, I'm gonna stop now.
Dun, 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 dun.
Obviously, you can, if you don't have any other actions to, you can make a double move and proceed another 30 feet forward if you so wish.
Oh, I would love to.
Or are you wanting to stay with everyone else?
I feel courageous suddenly. We'll just do that for now.
All righty. And that brings us round to the top of the list again with a flick.
All right, so everybody's dead out here.
There's still this fellow up over there. There's the goblin kid is determined to kill, and you have seen
Steal it.
you have seen several wargs rushing off towards the barn.
Right.
You just heard Keldor scream, "Help!"
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what my distances are like. Okay. Flick is going to flip the saber-tooth tiger over his head, put his head down, and run through the center of combat towards the door, going shit, 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 shit.
The real question though, TJ, have you activated beast mode?
Oh God.
No. Okay.
And yeah,
my joke is finished now.
we're all pretending it didn't happen. It's okay. And I'm going to stop at the edge of the door here and like peek around.
Yes, if you peek around, you see the same scene I described to Keldor, although you are seeing a rather large-looking, ogreish fellow who has turned around and is staring Keldor down.
All right. Oh. And I had to run to get there.
Yes.
So is there anything else that I can do after that?
If that took you a double move to get there, unfortunately not.
Oh, that was run action.
Yeah, that was a run action. So quadruple move, but well, it only took about triple, but yeah, that's fine. Then I will stop there.
Yes, I totally forgot to give these fellows an initiative.
Please roll low. Please roll low. Please.
I did.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm not going to die instantly.
Now you get a couple more rounds.
Okay. So with that, Kid, finally claim your kill.
Yep, and I'm going to take advantage of that being a charge right there. So I'm
Do
going to
it.
get right up on it. And let me go through and start putting in all the bonuses. I think this should be a +8 to hit. Let me see how this goes. Additional attack bonus, that'll be 3 because of 2 for charge and 1 for bardic music. 1 additional attack bonus. God
Oh
fucking
What god did you piss off?
Apparently all of them. Technically, I have been pissing off a lot of gods.
Holy! What? Oh dear.
I hope you did just get smacked in the face. Oh god.
No. Kid, what you have done is in your white hot furious rage, you unfortunately tangled your feet up in your chain. You have tripped forward, you have skid along the ground to be laying face down in the dirt with this goblin
Snow.
looming over you.
I want to look up at it and I want to look up at it and I say, of course this means I cannot let you live.
It's his
Am I currently
response.
prone? Okay.
Unst, he's going to respect your decision. He doesn't understand what technique you're using to combat, but he's going to respect it. And
Judo.
He's using his face to the goblin's foot technique.
Okay, I'm going to have to break some rules here. Unst is going to shout out, Keldor, how is situation inside? Can you handle? I'm interested in wargs in Baron.
No, you need it. Need it in here. Very much needed in here.
Okay. Unst is coming. So, That's
Rocco's kind of laughing at Keldor's situation at the moment. He just busts in, and then it's like he's breaking up a party of bad guys.
Pretty much. I just walked up, burst open the door, and I'm like, "Aw, shit."
That's 50, yes. So Unst can shuffle on over to Buffalo and stand next to Keldor. And he's going to walk in and goes, you're not being little bitch. It's actually pretty scary in here. Angus is kind of looking at this and he's going, and he's kind of thinking, he's going to step back and goes, guys, I think you're all closing in on that building. I'm gonna hang back, see if anything comes out from over there. If you definitely need me, shout.
Sounds good.
I accidentally deleted the Goblin's initiative here, but the one who's standing in front of Kid, well, he's essentially going to put his crossbow directly towards Kid, and he's going to make an attack.
May I do something really quickly? Because I can still attack while I'm prone. And
Yes, you most
shooting a
certainly
ranged
can.
weapon. Okay. I don't believe, since it's not a light weapon, I can actually use my spike chain. Actually, no, I should be able to use it.
It's just
It's
negative.
a finesse weapon, so yes, you can.
And
Okay.
It's a negative to your attack since.
-4, yeah. So let me see. Let's see. So -4 after the bardic knowledge becomes a -3. The attack bonus still becomes this. Oh wait. Hold on. I have a better idea. Ignore damage on this one. Kid's gonna try and trip him.
Go for it.
So this would just be a -1, since I get a +2 to tripping because of the spike chain's nature.
Woo! Do it.
Let's see if you can do it. Come on, kid. There we go!
Yep.
Just a try. No
well,
damage.
Make the opposed strength check.
Okay.
Obviously. Did you remember to add plus? Oh no, you don't need to add +4. He takes -4. I'm forgetting. It's not per size category difference. It's just yeah. So he's gonna. Well, he rolled a 7 on the die, so with his -4 for being small, that's a 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
kid
down.
always can possibly roll lower than that, so I'm going to still do it.
Nope, you're good.
Nope.
Okay. He is tripped. So as he points his crossbow down to your face, you kind of swung around and pulled him out, his feet under his ass, and he's just.
Now you're both on the ground.
This was my plan all along.
Eliza, feeling concerned about whatever the heck is going to happen inside, she's going to make a little shuffle to get closer. So if anybody needs her assistance, she can get there.
Primrose suddenly feels concerned.
Keldor.
Okay. Well, I got this big thing just sitting in front of me, so I'm gonna hit it.
That's always the smart thing. So, you've got this big, ugly-looking dude in front of you.
God!
12 again?
Oh,
Once
no.
again-
Somebody sacrificed a chicken or something.
As you make the swing, you connect, and you just cannot get through this thing's thick hide of skin. It's just not letting you. And now, the inside gobos. Well, these little ones, they're moving forward. They have guys to kill.
Oh, good. I won't die instantly.
Hey, Keldor. Remember that crit I got given? I would very much like to thank Shanalogic for allowing me to potentially kill my player. Thank
It
you.
was nice knowing you, Keldor.
I'm just trying to.
The good news is, if you have to write up a new character, you've got 9 other gnolls you can inhabit back at the camp.
Ouch.
I just need to double check the damage on his weapon actually, so if I don't over or under do it.
I am generic gnoll number 7. I will wear his armor. I will use his weapon. It will be like he never left.
My name also just so happens to be Meldor.
Creativity in this place is flowing so much.
Something's flowing.
Is it bullshit?
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
Keldor, y'all ready for this?
Do it.
Y'all ready for this?
Okay, so that is 19 plus. Oh, come on, Matt. Do the maths.
Kids anxious to
You're doing the
something all over.
suspense, that's for sure.
Yeah. So that's 19 damage, just on the die.
Spit it out, Matthew Seacrest.
That.
Keldor, you have just taken 26 damage.
Okay, I am not dead, but I am on
Close.
the ground, bleeding out.
Okay.
Alrighty. And here's where shit gets real.
Varko, you have just watched Keldor, who up until now appeared to be a murdering man on legs. How did Rebecca phrase it? It was the best thing I ever saw it. It made me chuckle. Like, murder in chief?
Yeah, murderer in chief.
Mm.
Murder in chief. Sounds
So-
about right, and I just dropped like a rock.
That's how, man,
Dying in
that's,
chief.
that guy really hit you pretty hard, didn't he?
Yeah, to describe it, Keldor's been trying to hit this guy, and he raises his, what essentially looks like a mildly shaped tree trunk. He just raises it and holds it vertically and smacks Keldor on the top of the head with it, bringing all of his power down, trying to flatten you.
Yep, and Keldor just falls to the ground.
So, Varka, what are you doing upon seeing that?
Well then, if he could one-shot my buddy, I definitely don't want to get any closer. So what Vako actually would need to do is he needs to actually move a little bit closer, just because that's what Vako would do. He's dumb.
Heart of gold and brain of mush.
Yeah, he's not the smartest bunch. He's more loyal than smart. So he's gonna get within 30, because that's whenever he's pretty deadly, and he's gonna use that crit. Thankfully,
The reverse crit.
yeah, I'm going to use that crit. So do you want me to just go ahead and roll for damage, or how do you want to do
Roll damage, please.
it? All right.
I so hope you get max damage. I'm going to cry if you roll a 1.
Well, I thankfully get a +1, so at least I'll get that. I'll at least get a 2.
Yes, at least.
So 3 damage at least.
4 times 2. 8 damage.
Alrighty.
Sorry there, Keldor.
Not the greatest hit. However, I like to reward crits. It makes it more fun. It gives it more flavor. Left or right?
Oh, definitely go left.
Your crossbow bolt has just pierced this ogre in the left eye. He is now considered blind on that side.
Oh.
Ooh.
So you no longer see this direction.
Yeah. Somewhere vaguely that way. He's,
This general miasma is invisible to him, yes.
I can't get rid of it now. My bad. Because I'll delete my character token.
I think it's just one. You can click it once and it'll go away.
I just have to do that.
It's how her suddenly has a Bermuda Triangle in the middle of it.
Primrose,
Uh-huh.
you have heard the. Well, just out of curiosity, Archer, does Keldor make a sound as he goes down?
Nope, complete silence. Just like
Probably like a
crunk.
swish, possibly.
Vaka would tell out that Keldor is down. He would kind of inform others.
Yeah,
Keldor's down.
at the very least, you heard
Boom.
a very unfortunate sounding crunch. So you know something not so pleasant is going on inside.
We really need to put a bell on his collar or something.
That is unfortunate. What can the bard do in this situation?
A
Distraction,
lot of things.
noises, sparkly things.
You've got some fun spells.
I do. I'm thinking. Ooh, I can go inside. Oh gosh.
Yeah,
I
you
go
can
inside.
just make it into there. So if you rushed in behind him, you could quickly throw a heal
Stab
on him
somebody.
if you have a healing spell. Or
Oh, I
Hey,
may
you can
die.
cast them spontaneously.
Now's your chance to turn against the party and just start stabbing throats.
if you really wanted to, you could run in and Gra him, just slit Keldor's throat, let him die.
I don't know what happened. 1 second he was just lying there, and then the next he was dead.
This is for liking my music, you dick. Okay. Well, I'm here now. Okay. Ooh. I kind of want to flare it in the face.
Yeah, you're
Dazzle it.
going a flare on to the ogre.
Probably. Or, or I could do hideous laughter, make it lose a turn.
If it fails to save.
I think you could make this ogre laugh. It's completely your choice, Rebecca. Whatever you think would be, whatever. The most effective, the funniest, the stupidest. Completely your choice.
Run in there and tickle them to make them laugh.
It is blinded in one eye already, so...
We're gonna try hideous laughter and see how stand-up comedy fares.
Okay. What are you saying to this creature as you get there?
What am I saying to it?
Yeah, because
to make it laugh, you mean?
Yeah, like you don't have to flavor. You can just go oogly boogly, and that's the spell. But I like to imagine hideous laughter is kind of it's a flavorful spell.
I just flew in from Dundee, and boy are my arms, fuck you!
To be fair, the material components for hideous laughter are you throw tarts and wave a feather around.
That is true.
Already awkward and weird.
So
you don't have to have a microphone and a stage light.
So
I kind of think, in respect to all of kids' angsty moments today, I'm thinking of quoting Linkin Park's "In the End," just make them laugh.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
Okay, he is going to make a will save.
Do I need to roll anything?
No.
No. What's the saving throw? Well, the saving DC. So it's 10 plus the spell level. I know Hideous Laughter is a level 1 spell. Plus your yes, and you are level 3. So 10, 1, 14. He.
Oh no.
A rather large, toothy grin comes across his face as he lets out. You think it's laughter? Yes, it's this. And in fact, it is so funny. He sits down, lets go of his weapon, and starts going.
Oh my god, what did you do to the poor ogre?
I did what you did, kid.
I'm sitting here being angry on the ground with a fucking goblin nearby.
I've channeled your angst today, kid. I've channeled it.
Okay. I fucking love D&D.
Right?
I did things. Yay!
Is it my turn? Can I go? Coach? Put me in, coach. Come on.
TJ, go do a thing.
So, Flick, who was like hiding so that only half of one eye was peeking around the edge of this door when he first showed up, everybody runs around him and gets inside. And he sees this thing drop onto its ass and start laughing. And he banks around everyone around this side. And he's going to make whatever rules you want me to make to run up this thing's arm, stop on its neck, and stab it in the other eye.
Ooh.
Okay.
And the intention is to run up behind its head so that I get a sneak attack around it from behind.
So kind of like an acrobatics into an attack.
And
Yeah.
while he's doing it, he runs out from behind everybody, and he is also guffawing and and just runs up this thing arm and comes around its head, and he's laughing in its ear, and then he just reaches up, like he's like grabbing onto its hair from behind, and he just like swings around his head and just like pokes him in the eye, and then like swings back.
Okay.
Or attempts to.
What I would like you to do is, as you get towards its arm, this thing, the way Hideous Laughter works, this thing it loses its turn for the next 3 rounds. It can make no reactions, it can't do anything, it is too busy laughing. So, normally, you'd take an attack opportunity, but you won't because he's too busy laughing. He's slapping his hand on the floor, chuckling. What I would like you to do is, if you could please roll me a tumble check to try and essentially do acrobatics up his arm, because I'm assuming you aren't jumping and climbing on it.
Oh, yeah.
Crit success
Holy
for a 31.
shit.
As I stated earlier, I like to reward crits, and since you have put so much time and effort and creativity into what you want to do, you don't need to roll to attack. You have hit. Roll damage as a sneak attack, and
Out his eye.
you know what? Let's make it fun. Your tumble check counts as your attack roll. It's an automatic crit.
Yes.
Holy.
Okay, so sneaky stab should be that one, I think.
You've got your other D6, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't think that rolled it.
Yeah, it rolled 2D.
1, 2, 3,
Did it?
4, 2,
Okay.
6? Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So double that, 16 damage.
And you
Solid.
its other eye.
Yeah.
And this thing is now considered fully blind.
And I'm not letting go of it. I'm just going back like I'm going to ride the bull and holding onto its hair.
Question.
Yes.
Is it still guffawing?
I just need to quickly double check that. If memory serves, attacking doesn't break the spell.
I think
Oh,
it gets
God.
a save if you attack it. I might be wrong
This is
though.
hilarious.
Hideous Laughter. It's one of my favorite spells of the bard. It's great.
It's an awesome
Okay.
spell.
Subjects of uncontrollable. The subject can take no actions while laughing. After the spell ends, it can act normally. There is nothing about it being able to break out.
Anything?
Oh, wow.
Holy crap!
Hideous Laughter is a pretty freaking terrifying
I should have
spell.
just slit its throat.
Right?
I will next
you'd
turn.
still have to do the damage because it's not considered helpless, so you can't coup de grace.
So I'm sitting there like hacking away at its throat with this little tiny dagger.
While it's laughing away.
Yeah.
That's terrifying! That image! Just like...
Please.
Oh,
Just to
Someone with
put the image into your mind, this guy has he's got a crossbow bolt embedded in one eye, and now he has Flick sat on one shoulder. I'm assuming you can't quite spread your legs wide enough to mount his big, thick rubber neck. But so you're sat on his shoulder, grabbing his head, jabbing him in the other eye, as he's just gone.
holy. That is not okay.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Primrose looks so fucking smug right now. Oh.
Bot was just shaking his head.
Leaning against the door frame and everything, just like, yeah, I did that shit today.
Meanwhile, Kid,
Wow.
in your own personal death battle, as you crawl on the floor of this goblin.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to come up from prone. He's going to move his feet above his head and just launch himself up the way you see martial artists do.
Yep, doing a kip up.
And as I do so, the chain drags along the ground as I bring it around on top of this thing, taking advantage of the fact that he's still prone and I am not.
Do it.
Yeah! A good
I'm
one!
going to scream the words, "That's what you get!"
Okay. And with
Wanted to
that,
burn-
as you jump and swing down, where are you trying to hit it?
I am actually bringing it down as much across the body as I possibly can. I want every little bit of this. I don't want this to kill it. I want it to hurt. If it kills it anyway, that's fine.
Okay. Well, it's not dead. It's on -1 hit points. This goblin kind of goes, "Ah!" as your chain just levels out on top of it, hitting every part of its little goblin body. You're fairly certain you hear a couple of ribs shatter as this goblin kind of looks up at you and goes, "Et tu, Brute?
Fuck you!
No, fuck you."
Yeah.
Goblin don't speak common.
I would like to take this moment of, which I'm going to go ahead and just say that's probably just like the sweet relief of finally getting to the thing that you've been wanting to do for a while. And I do want to look up. I haven't been completely deaf to everything that's happening in here. Is there a window or anything?
This is a very good point because I didn't draw those in. I would see that there would definitely be windows. Yes, you can assume that there is a window that you can peer into.
Let's see. Where would that window be?
Let's say it's
Right.
directly there, just for
Directly
ease.
there? Okay. Then in that case, going to quickly throw the chain back up to where I can get most of it in my hand, and I'm going to prepare to charge through this window this next turn.
Nice. As you look through the window, you see this horrifying sight of this ogre sat with a crossbow bolt in one eye, Flick stabbing it in the other, as it just seems to be making this awful guffawing sound.
Alrighty.
Unst! Unst is gonna... Well, he's gonna step forward, and he's gonna step in front of Keldor. And he's gonna look this big, ugly, blind ogre in the face. And he goes, "Unst already lost a friend. He will not lose another! Die, stupid monster!"
Oh, poor Vlad. Poor Vlad.
Vlad shot the wrong dude. Okay. Get over it, world.
I can't. I was there.
People keep bringing up Vlad. Jesus Christ. Let dead
love
dogs
Vlad.
lie.
Wasn't a dog though, so we can't.
Our first t-shirt is going to be Vlad Lives Matter.
Okay, the ogre is not dead, but it has a pretty well, it's got a greatsword rammed through its chest. Angus is just going to shout out, "It sounds like you've got it handled. You take care of that." Eliza, is she close enough to dash and help Keldor?
Come
Yes!
heal the pupper.
Eliza runs in, sees Keldor, and goes, "Ah!" And she's gonna just grab Keldor's head, and she is healing him for 5, 10, 13, 19 hit points.
Holy
Nice.
crap. I like this cleric. No, this is
You
completely
get the much
in
cuddles
character.
tonight.
Completely in character. I like this cleric. And then I go and stand up, because it's my turn now.
Yeah, when you say that, Eliza blushes. Oh, thank you.
And
Just doing my
then
job.
I try and poke the ogre again. After I stand
Do it.
up. And I'm not happy. I think... Oh dear. Oh dear. I think I might have lost something as I went down.
Just don't poke me while you're trying to hit him.
Oh, do you mean your knight's challenge?
Yeah, I need to double check that.
You were technically unconscious, so you would have to make use of it again.
Well, no.
I think.
The way it works is Knight's Challenge. Yep. I just lost 2 uses of my challenge ability for the day. I got knocked. Yay
Right.
for knights and their stupid codes.
You know what? That wasn't my fault. You can completely blame Shanalogic for subscribing and giving away
I am
credit.
not blaming our subscriber. I am blaming you.
We love you, subscribers.
The subscribers are always right.
So then it was right that you got knocked out then.
Yes, it was. But anyways,
Killed
I
off.
lose 2 of my knight's challenges for the day, but according to the rules, I still keep it for this encounter.
Fantastic. So take your sweet, sweet revenge on this now blind, laughing, like a slightly not entirely there child.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
At least it hit, but...
And if it's any consolation, you just dropped it to -9 hit points. This thing is dead. How would you like the finishing blow to be taken?
Okay, this is totally me getting up and just kind of staggering there, grabbing my glaive, and splitting its skull open.
Mm.
In all the
this-
gory details.
As I've stated, this thing has a crossbow bolt in one eye. It has Flick repeatedly stabbing the other. Unst has rammed his greatsword through its chest. And you get up, you stumble forward, and you swing down your mighty glaive head and then split it right between the eyes as it's standing there laughing, going...
Poor ogre.
Good lord.
This is nightmare fuel at this point.
Glad we didn't really have to fight the thing.
It falls backwards. There is a loud thud
Does,
that echoes throughout the room.
does Flick get squished?
Flick, please make a tumble check to not get hit as this ogre falls backwards.
Will do.
Isn't it a reflex save for that? Or whichever's better?
His tumble would be better.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, 17. You are absolutely fine. You kind of just go, whoo! And Flick, you can now be standing on this creature's dead corpse.
I'm going to be using it for cover from the goblins with the bows right next to me,
Okay. Well, it's
if possible.
the inside gobbo's turn, and the 2 with the crossbow bolts, they kind of look at what's just happened, they drop their crossbows and put their hands up and go, These other 3 are not quite as scared because they haven't been looking back, so they're rushing round and they're going to start trying to attack these dwarves. Boom. Yeah, they're just attacking these dwarves in the background who are, they can't really defend themselves fantastically. So there's dwarves and goblins fighting, going no. Battle sounds.
Love the battle. So realistic.
Okay, Varko.
Yes.
What's that?
Let us see. Well, now that the immediate danger is more or less taken care of, Vaka will, let's see. Move 20 feet here, and in passing Keldor, he would say, don't you knights have, like, shields or something, right? Maybe that'll help. And he just kind of like chuckles a little bit to himself. I'm glad you're doing better there, buddy.
And I just look at him and I'm like, shields don't exactly work that well with my weapon. And I'm looking kind of like, yes. What reason?
Vaco is gonna shoot this guy right over here.
The one with his hands raised in the air and his crossbow dropped.
Then this. Wait.
They both are surrendering, basically.
It's just the ones with the swords who have refused to surrender. They're attacking with dwarves.
Alright, I will shoot them.
Make an attack.
Which one are you shooting?
The one on the far left.
Ooh. Not a good hit. As in, not going to at all. And you already moved, didn't you? So that's
Yes, I
pretty much
did.
your turn.
Yep, that is my turn. But I'm still chuckling at Keldor, though.
Primrose.
All right. Primrose will look to Eliza for a moment, like much cuddles tonight. Good job.
Eliza blushes and she's very. She likes that someone's complimenting what she's doing.
Keldor, out of how many hit points do you have?
I'm currently sitting roughly half. A little less than that.
Okay. Okay. How are the rest of you faring?
Angry as
Pretty
fuck.
good.
What else is new?
I'm fine.
Kid's pissed,
Okay.
but nobody else has gotten hurt.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, we've mostly just been slaughtering these guys.
I mean, yeah.
It's like I took one just massive hit, dropped, got back up,
Yeah.
and killed him.
And even that thing only lasted like a round and a half, if that.
Yeah, it's just
I like to think it did its job.
like, yeah, it kind of made me almost die.
If it had gotten another round, we would have regretted it.
I
Exactly.
probably
It
would
was-
have died. And you would all be fine. And you would all be getting to meet my next character, who is completely different.
Yeah.
I actually already have him set up.
There's
Hi guys, I'm Keldarina.
I'm a female mole. But you can't actually. You don't look that different.
I thought it
I
was
ran
going to
someone over with a carriage last week, but we don't talk about that.
It was a female human who was raised by gnolls.
And
my
you have
name
to
is
do
Princess
first.
Mononoke.
Instead of being lawful good, she's a barbarian who is chaotic evil.
Yeah.
That sounds like she's raised by no.
The dark version of Princess Mononoke.
Yeah.
There's not much I can do at this point besides, talk to Eliza. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just gonna
absolutely
stand
fine.
here and look smug as a bug in a rug.
Whilst goblins are attacking civilians over on the
I
other
can't
side of
do
the room.
anything.
Oh, I know, I'm just making fun of you.
Okay.
We definitely need to get you something that lets you do stuff.
I have a sickle. That's all I have.
Yeah, start throwing it.
You should get a sling. Those are easy to make.
Or a
Yep.
boomerang.
God.
Or a chakram. I almost took a
I would-
chakram.
I
Wait,
would like
oh
range
boy.
weapons. This is fun.
Slings
Alright,
are
let's go.
great, and they work perfectly for roleplay for your kind of character. So,
The problem
Just a
is
suggestion.
my dexterity. My dexterity is my worst feat, so
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be very good with those things.
doesn't
I
matter.
would miss every time.
If
you
you
need is
hit
a
one
wand.
in a while, that's great. It's better than doing nothing.
Right?
Hmm.
Okay. So
Not that you're not
my
doing
turn.
any. Just save my ass multiple times.
So what's this contraption in the center here?
It's just a
Matthias.
board.
It's a large stone column. There appears to be 4 small entrances around it. Behind each of them, you can see the flickering yellows and reds of a fire. You're a clever person. You grasp that, oh, it's a chimney. It's a big chimney.
Okay. Then what's the distance here? Yeah, I'm just going to. Yeah, I'm going to run up to this entrance here and pause, and I'm going to try and put a dagger into the back of this guy who's currently, this guy here who's currently engaged with that dwarf. And
Do it.
as I run up there, I turn back to my group and I say, "Don't worry, guys, it's okay. I speak Dwarven." And then I turn to the dwarves and I say,
Stand firm, sons of the Undermountain. Fight for your lives.
and then I throw a dagger.
Do it.
Love it.
And he says it just like that, too.
In as deep a
come on.
voice as Flick can manage.
Exactly. I don't know if this. Yeah, all right, it's set up properly. Sneaky. These are so confusing because they don't show the entire thing. Do I have? Sorry, do I get a sneak attack on that guy?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Okay.
It has paid no attention to anybody coming in.
There we go. Nice.
Good solid hit.
Oh, that's pretty darn good.
That includes sneak
Yeah,
attack.
that goblin goes as a dagger just clocks into the side of his neck. He's not down, but he ain't happy looking.
Yeah. 4 daggers out.
Kid.
Okay. So I am going to change tactics just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to, since there's nothing else out here, going to drop my chain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to draw my crossbow as I run to go through the window. Now, here's the question. Is the window just an open thing, or is it made of glass?
It is made of glass. So,
Okay. It's going to be me trying to break it.
Yeah, if I'm just trying to think, like, this is unfortunately where 5e has a little bit. Say, roll athletics. Since there's a specific one, I don't know if it would be a jump check to do a dive through it, or if that would be a tumble check to do like a diving roll.
Could just do a straight dexterity check.
I
Well,
think
here's the
that's
thing, if I'm
probably the
crashing
best
through it-
call.
Okay.
Unless you have another suggestion.
Well, I could do my jump, but with my dexterity modifier instead of my strength, if that works.
That most definitely works. Do that, because you've probably put ranks in it, and you should be rewarded for that. Yeah, 21. You dive through this window. The glass shatters. It's going to cut you up a little bit.
Not anything I'm not used to.
When I say a little bit, that's 4 damage of glass shattering around you.
The price of being badass.
You're there. You've got your crossbow. It's loaded. Who are you?
Okay.
Thwomp.
Firing at this one.
Do it.
Hold on, I don't have a quick button made up for my crossbow since I barely ever use it, but here it comes. I think this is on the last turn of the bardic music, by the way, so.
Yes, I believe it is as well.
Alrighty. Here it comes.
Yeah, that's a good, solid hit. Crossbow bolt into the neck, just like the dagger on the other side, and goes. Aah! And it kind of turns, as did the one with the dagger. They've turned and they are looking. They've seen that their comrades have surrendered, and they're seeing how many of you there are. These people ain't looking too clever and happy with themselves just yet. Unst. How smart is Unst? How...
Unst, get out of way!
Well, Unst is technically still raging.
Oh dear.
So...
Oh dear.
He's an angry boy. So
What
he's gonna
is
walk up.
surrender?
He doesn't understand Goblin. So he's going to walk up to this one who dropped his crossbow and raise his hand, and he goes, "You're trying to insult me, challenging me to fist fight. Die!"
Oh, jeez.
Jesus fucking Christ, you beast of a man. Unst walks up to this goblin, which is at his waist, lifts his greatsword and rams it pretty much down this goblin's throat as it's begging to be left alone.
Oh dear.
I am actually.
He's in a mild rage. Unst, he doesn't take. He's not the most like understanding of people. Like he's good at heart, but he's not. Yeah. Angus, he thinks that things are pretty much winding up, so he's gonna move on over, ready to see what's going on in there when everything's all said and done. Eliza, she's going to look at you, Keldor, and go, "Oh, Keldor, are you okay? Do you need a little bit more?"
Save it in case we need it later, and then
Okay. And she will do exactly that. So, Keldor.
as soon as I say that, charge!
Do it.
And
The one who hasn't been hit, or the one with a dagger in it.
I think because of charge, I have to hit the guy on the left side for straight line purposes.
Alrighty, go for it.
So
Finish him. Uh, 8 damage.
that's not mine.
Oh, that's good. Sorry. Looking at the wrong thing. My bad.
Yeah, I don't think I hit him, but it would have been. Oh wait, that's plus 2.
Unfortunately,
Does 12 hit? Because I forgot to add to charge, but if not,
nope.
Still doesn't hit.
Unfortunately not. No.
Aw. So I just charge up and okay. I'm there though.
However, the remaining goblins, they see that they are vastly outnumbered. These ones here, they're going to drop their swords, and they're going to like get down to their knees and put their hands behind their heads. They are 100% surrendering. The ones which are directly in combat, they're both going to get a kick from a dwarf who they were trying to attack. Unless you guys desperately want to go and murder these surrendering goblins, is it okay to end combat?
I will say so.
I will say this. You notice that Keldor's eyes are not their normal color. And he is breathing very heavily.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so guys, well done. That is our first proper combat out of the way for this campaign. The goblins have surrendered. The dwarves, they're gonna get some. You know what? They don't have rope. They have one better. They're getting manacles. They're going to shackle up the 4 goblins who are inside here. So they'll all have manacles on them. And if any of you guys want to join in, help, do anything like that, or not, just let the dwarves do their thing.
I'm going to retrieve my spiked chain. I'm going to let it drag menacingly on the ground as once each goblin is manacled, I want to place them directly in front of one of these openings towards this fire, within prompt kicking range should they step out of line.
Okay.
I go around and collect all my daggers.
Pulling them out of various people, including the live goblin.
Yeah.
I'll be in that back. Thank you.
Yeah. If you is anyone wanting to converse with these dwarves while they're doing that? Because they're kind of going. They're very upset and aggravated at the goblin.
I understand the feeling.
Does anybody else here speak Dwarven?
Hey, Speaky.
Yeah, that probably too.
They're trading.
Well,
I just turned
So-
to them and like, well, glad we arrived when we did. Was not expecting a welcome party though. How are you guys doing?
Oh, well, we certainly could be quite a fair bit better. The one who's talking is going to look at a cut on his arm like, little bastard, you nicked my skin.
Builds
Dick.
character.
Would I know this particular dwarf's name? I am acquainted with.
Ah, yes. You would know of this group's name, whether or not you specifically can identify which is which, because upon closer inspection, you realize that these 4 dwarves are almost entirely identical. And you know that this group, they, this is the, they're miners, and their company is just called it's just named after them, and it's just called I wrote it. Yeah, it's like it's Black Pick. So this is the Black Pick clan, and these appear to be almost identical siblings, and unfortunately, in their father and mother's divine wisdom, they decided to name the children immensely similar names. They are called Roderick, Toderick, and Jim.
Would I know if I'm speaking to Jim?
You always know when you're speaking to Jim.
Roll a 1d4.
Yeah, roll me a d4. This is not Jim.
Yeah.
Jim's the cross-eyed one with the goofy teeth. You always know.
Oh, Jim. We love Jim.
Wait,
Um,
the cross-toothed one with the goofy eyes?
Yeah, whichever way.
all right. Seeing that the dwarves are all right, I'm actually gonna head out towards the stables.
Okay, is anybody going with you?
No, I've got some goblins to try and interrogate.
I'm going with him.
First words out
I
of
have
my
a
mouth on
dagger
this
out
one.
there.
This is your one and only chance. If any of you speak common, speak up.
Yeah.
This little guy at the front, he kind of raises his shackled hands, like he tries to raise one, but then realizes the other follows him. And he goes,
You, sir, I hear we have a taker.
yes.
Tell me, is this everyone, or are you somewhere, like, do you have a home around? A place where you would have gone back to with this?
The mountain?
Yes, on the mountain. Do you have more of you
Yes.
goblins there?
Yes.
How many?
He kind of holds his hands up and holds out all 10 digits, and then closes them and opens them again, and closes and opens again, and closes and opens again. Not many.
Are there any more coming, or just you?
No, just us. We were Is there a common word to mean we go and take what we want and bring it home?
Yes, friend, that is called raiding.
Yes,
And-
we're raiders.
Yes. Now, let me go ahead and make something abundantly clear to you right now. We don't want to see any more of this raiding. We would like to see you turn into something a little better. Now, here's the thing, friend. I kill people for a living. I earn my money by making people around me not live. So, do you think you might find something a little easier to do to earn your money?
Well, taking what we want and bringing it where we keep it is kind of all me know.
Wrong answer. I'm going
Was-
to use my crossbow and shoot this one in the back of the head.
Oh,
Okay.
good thing I am not there.
Roll damage.
Okay. Let me see. That's a D8. And are they helpless at this point?
They are entirely helpless.
Okay. 2D8 then.
Dead.
Care to try again there, Chief?
What we meant was, in Goblin Society, we are not trained in particular skill sets that could be beneficial to regular human.
Tell you what, friend. I might have something that you, and just you, may be able to help us with. See, we're fixing to head up this mountain, and if you live there, we might need someone who knows where everything is.
Me no mountain.
Awesome! What's your name there, Chief?
Griggle.
Your name is Meat Sprinkles, and we are going to continue on.
Did you just give him a name?
Meat sprinkles?
Yes.
What happened to Meat Sprinkles, friends? Although I suppose
Um,
Goblin Society doesn't really recognize them as friends or more clan members.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
I
that's up
throw
to
those
these
guys.
That's up to these fellows to see what they want. You're the only one of use to me.
Throw them in the fire.
Oh yeah, 100%. Is that what you want? Because I can make that happen there, friend.
They might bitch on me and rat me out, and then Meat Sprinkles will be dead. Kill
Sounds
them
awesome.
first.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. I'm talking to the dwarves in this one. All right, you heard the man. I'm going to take this one, though.
He's so good. Keldor is not in that room.
Is this the one we
Oh.
want? Really? Oh, bye, guys.
Maybe we could find someone else that's not named Meat Sprinkles. I find it kind of strange to call out Meat Sprinkles as a guide.
Well, maybe you should have said that before they got pushed in the fire.
There is the distinctive smell of burning flesh as goblins scream out in severe agony.
All right, come along, Meat Sprinkles. We're going to be borrowing these manacles here. We'll bring them back should we have no more use for them.
Stop saying the name.
One of the dwarves just gives you a thumbs up and goes, all right.
And I'm going to start taking him out to the barn.
Meanwhile,
Uh,
I think in that amount of time, I would have entered the bar.
Okay. As you, Flick, are you still accompanying him?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Jeez.
Oh, dear, dear.
Just massacre. Holy crap.
As you approach the barn, you can hear the sound of wargs. Some in pain, some just like how you would assume a pack of animals would interact with one another. You also feel a slight chill in the air as you approach the slightly cracked open door.
Open it up.
Wait, should we?
Inside, you see the wargs. They've kind of all gathered up, and in front of them, it seems to have taken a defensive stance. Appears to be a large wolf, much bigger than any other wolf you've seen. Its fur is pure white as it bares its teeth at you, and through its growl, you believe you can hear a voice.
Okay.
Leave my sons alone. You know what, Kildar? I don't need the dagger back that bad. They can just keep this one.
Okay, would I know what this is?
You can make a knowledge nature check for me to try and figure it out.
Hey, knowledge, not my best suit.
Not so much.
Okay.
But
I can see that it's a big, cold wolf.
Yes, it is. As it breathes out from its mouth, you can physically see the air around it fogging up slightly, as if it is much colder than everywhere else around it.
Okay, in that case, I am going to kind of show that I am not letting my guard down, but I am going to kind of like make a gesture of I'm not attacking you. And I'm going to be like, we have no intention of attacking, of wiping sons out. We are merely here. And I'll be like, but we can't allow you to assist the goblins in there.
Sorry, can you repeat that for me?
Ugh. I'm basically trying to convince him not to help the goblin. Not sure that worked though.
It bears more of its teeth, it kind of shows more, and it lets out this very aggressive growl, as through the growl you hear it going,
My sons, tell me you tried to kill them.
Bako puts away his crossbow.
They attacked me first. It's true. I'm not telling a lie.
Are there any windows in this stable?
In this barn, no, there's not windows per se. It's a very basic functioning barn, big open doorway, and that's kind of it.
Are there horses in here, and how badly are they freaking out?
The horses, well, there are horses in there. They should be appearing on the screen as well. Yeah. They are not injured. They are not. They are very panicked. They are in their individual stables. They are very, very panicked and unhappy at the fact that these predators are inside with them. The Winterwolf is going to snarl at you, and it's going to say,
You have one chance to let me and my sons leave, or I will kill you.
Well, I wasn't really planning on killing you anyways, so... And I kind of step back and kind of push Flint back as well, so he's not in the way.
I was already moving back.
Just kind of make sure that they don't see you as a tasty morsel type of thing.
As soon as you went, well, I started moving behind you so that you reached down to push me back. I'm already gone.
If you are not going to stop them, they are going to walk out, and they're essentially just going to rush off to the west.
Okay, well...
Does the one still have my dagger in it? Or is the dagger on the floor in the barn?
If you look in the barn, you will find any weapons that were lodged in them, so daggers, crossbow bolts, etc., etc.
Nice. I don't want to go grab my dagger and start cleaning it off.
It appears as if these wargs and this wolf are heading towards the mountain, if anyone is paying attention to where they're going.
Okay, well, that's a problem we're going to have to deal with later.
Or some friends we just made.
Not so sure about that. But, let's be hopeful.
Maybe not some friends, but maybe some people we can convince to look the other way in a vital situation. Just the barest modicum of indifference sometimes can be all you need.
True enough. Let's head back inside. And we head back inside. Notice that there are quite a few less goblins. And I get a puzzled look on my face, but then I'm like, I really do not want to know, and I just don't say anything.
Keldor, I've got us a guide.
Probably either heard or smelled what happened to them.
There is a fairly unpleasant smell in the air.
Which is probably like 10 times worse for him, hyena boy.
Oh yeah, it's
Or
not.
10 times more pleasant. I don't know how it works.
I can figure out what happened.
Yeah.
I'm not asking.
When I come back in, I want to search the ogre.
Okay. You are going to start rummaging around this ogreous fellow, and you find a pouch attached to him. It feels like it's a pretty hefty pouch, and it feels as if there's a reward in there.
A reward!
So,
Reward.
I'm going to crack open the DMG, and let's roll some treasure!
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. Flick, please roll me 3 D100s.
Ooh. 79, an 80, and a 19.
Okay, so for 79, you find in this pouch. You know what? You've rolled so far. Roll again. Roll me a D4. You find 300 gold pieces.
Nice.
Now,
Does
roll
Flick
me.
just fall over in shock?
Now, roll me a D3.
I can only do a D6.
Hold on.
Slash 1d3.
Oh, that's
It's a
3.
3.
Okay. Now, roll me 3 D100s.
A 92, an 86, and an 88. Those sound like good
Alright.
numbers.
They are very good numbers. Okay. Roll me 4d4. Eight. Then for the next one, roll me 2d4.
2,
And another 2d4.
5.
Okay, you find 3 very impressive and very shiny looking gemstones. The first one you find appears to be a deep, it appears to be a deep red gemstone, vaguely cut into a star-like shape. The second one appears to be just a sphere that you can recognize as something being somewhat pearl-like, but it is blackened. And the final thing that you find is a very deep bluish-green gem.
Okay. Awesome.
If you want to try and identify what these things are, you can make an appraisal check, or just go, okay, yeah, these look like pretty gems.
Hint, we're in a group of dwarfs that specialize in gems.
Maybe. That might be fun.
Good point.
I would know this being from...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'll hold them out as he basically grabs the purse and cuts it, and then starts going through the contents because he's never going to use a bag that's as big as he is. So it was 300 gold and then 3 gems, right? That was the entirety of it. Yep. Okay. So he goes through and he basically just starts matter-of-factly shoveling the gold into his own pouch, and then he looks up in the middle of it and he looks around. Is everyone staring at him, or is everyone doing their own thing?
Keldor's watching him, but kind of in a vaguely interested, but not condemning way. Not
Kid's not
obviously
paying
being
attention. He's throwing Meat Sprinkle's weapons into the fire.
Meat Sprinkles was carrying a short a long sword and a small shield, just throwing them in.
Mm-hmm.
Meat Sprinkles now has no weapons. Are you stripping him of his armor and making him walk around in rags? You know, I'm sure you can find
No,
a
he can have
burlap
his
sack
armor.
to put him in.
Nah, he can keep his armor. Makes him slightly more useful as a shield should be necessary.
So instead of meat sprinkles, it should be meat shield?
Maybe. Depends on how we use him. He might turn into meat sprinkles if we use him as a shield.
Meat Sprinkles, he looks rather terrified, but he also looks very ready to please. You know, he would do anything you told him to at this point. In fact, he even applauds you for throwing away his weapons and armor. He goes,
That was good choice. Oh, wouldn't want to let me have ideas of betrayal. No.
Yeah, for anyone paying attention, Kid has definitely taken certain steps that look like they're drawing from some sort of experience.
Interrogation experience.
Oh, not even interrogation experience. This is subjugation.
No qualms about it. Just
Mhm.
in case you wanted to put any kind of soft coating over this. No, I am removing that from you.
I would like to take the moment to introduce him to Keldor and Flick as they've walked in. I would like to say, hello everyone. I have just got us a new guide. This is Meat Sprinkles.
God, no.
And he lives on the mountain and knows quite a bit about it. I think it would be a good idea for us to let him show us where it's going to go. He has willingly volunteered to move us through the mountain.
How tall is he compared to me?
That is a valid point. How tall are you?
I am like solid 3 foot.
Okay.
Short as shit.
He is 3 foot and 2 inches. He's a teeny bit taller than you.
Okay. So Flick kind of comes in, and as he sees what's going on and kind of puts two and two together, and then Kid says what he says, Flick kind of turns to the side and sighs and reaches into his jacket pocket, and he pulls out those 2 little dice, and he looks like he whispers something under his breath to him, and then he kisses the dice, and he looks up to the sky, and he puts the dice back in his pocket. And then he moves back in, and he walks right up to this goblin, and he puts his arms behind his back, almost like drill sergeant style, and he walks right up to him about 2 inches away from his nose, and he looks up into his eyes, and he stares at him for a second. And is he squirming around, or is he standing there meeting my gaze, or what's his body language?
He is going to. He's instinctively scared of you, because he has no weapons. His hands are manacled, and he knows at any moment you could just stab him, and he couldn't do a damn thing about it. He's not going to squirm and cower, but he's going to be like.
All right. So I stand there for a second, and I kind of look him in the eye and see that he's not quite balking, but obviously intimidated already and scared by the situation. And I just kind of grin a little bit, and I say,
We have reached our quota for backstabbers in this group already. We've done our good deeds. You are a liability, and that's what I see you as. So, if you ever get any ideas in your head about what you're going to do to us, I want you to remember what I'm going to do to you. Because trust me, you'll never forget it.
And with
This
that,
is not the
This is not the preconceived notion. Grindelwald is adventurous. Y'all scary motherfuckers.
That's an intimidated 19.
He is very scared. And then he very quickly rambles out. If it's any consolation in Goblin Society, life is more important than, honoring previous commitments. It's quite normal that any goblin would betray their entire tribe if it meant not being killed. Don't hurt me.
Bako just sighs. First,
And with that, Flick just turns and walks away, and he says, "Good, prove us wrong."
And then
Are we
Big
back in
Dog
the-
Boy just walks next to him and is like, "Huh, God, good," and then turns away. It's like giant dog boy.
Are we all together again?
I would assume so,
Yeah.
unless any of you are choosing to be separate.
Nope. And then, so what did Flick do with all the stuff? Question. Ask.
Oh, he was like shoveling the gold into his pouch, and then he looked up, and you were just kind of looking at him, but no one else said anything, and then we all got distracted by something else, so he just kind of finished that, and then like started pulling out the gems and pocketed them, and he's like waiting for someone to bring it up because he's not doing a distribution here, at the very least.
Okay.
He might be waiting to see if nobody brings it up, but he's also not going to do it here in front of both the dwarves and the goblin. I mean, if nobody brings it up, nobody brings it up. But hey, I'm not stealing from you. Forget to ask, then
well, Bako has no intention really of needing loot yet. In his culture and his tribe, there's really no need for money. So it's
right. That's kind of he's used to people speaking up. Like normally it's like he's used to being a piranha feeding frenzy when him and his friends get a score, and he's like, oh wait, I'm not fending everybody off right now, being like, okay, settle down. That's how we're gonna divide it. And then he like looks up and nobody's like, hey, come on. So he's just kind of waiting to see how it plays out.
I just think it's quite amusing. He's like, if no one says anything, I'll keep hold of it. If someone brings it up, sure, but until then.
Yeah.
So are any of you wanting to bring up this distribution of wealth just yet, or making a mental note of it for later?
Mental note.
I mean, I wasn't really concerned about that, but where is Eliza? Are we just like chilling somewhere?
Eliza has been stood as close to you as she possibly can this entire time. She is mildly traumatized. She has never been in a fight before. She's never even seen a fight. The closest she got is she read briefly about a kerfuffle, but then she stopped reading because it was too aggressive and it scared her.
Oh.
And she just watched Kid execute someone.
She read briefly about a kerfuffle.
Yep.
And then she just ran around the corner, healed Keldor, and looked up to see me stabbing the eye out of the one-eyed ogre thing before we did the rest of the things we did to it.
Yeah, she's
She needs much cuddles.
she needs much therapy.
I think those casks over in the side are going to get a good night. Speaking of which, Flick, after he walks out of the building, he like walks back in a few seconds later and he walks over to the casks and he like pulls out his flask and he starts filling it up and he looks over towards the dwarves and he just says, "I."
All four of the dwarves just kind of go, "Aye."
And after he fills
So,
up his flask, he holds it up to the sky and waits for them to gather what he hopes they still have drinks. Who knows? They might have been spilled in the combat, but if they're real dwarves, they're still standing.
Oh yeah, they're fine. One of them looks like he got a little bit of a nick on the arm. They look fine for the most part. You terrified the goblins too much before they could get any damage. They're all gonna walk up. They weirdly move in unison, except one, who is always like half a step out. They all walk up to a barrel. They all do the same. Like they fill up a tankard, and they'll get everyone a tankard unless it says otherwise.
Oh, by the way, this is still the middle of the day.
Yes, it is.
But it's also time for celebration.
I mean, I'm not.
Flick will casually close his flask and pocket it and accept a tankard. In addition to his flask.
The one who hands it to you goes, "Oh, I noticed you picked up some shiny rocks. Do you want me to tell you what they're worth?"
Aye. And he starts pulling them out. And one by one hands them over.
This dwarf pulls out a little eyepiece and goes, lifts it up, rubs it against his beard, and then chinks it against his teeth. Looks as if he's about to bite down on it. He goes, oh. Well, that right there, that's a star ruby. I'd say market value about 800. And casually tosses it back to you as if like he's seen better. The next one he gets picks it up and kind of rolls it around in his fingers and acts like he's trying to crush it in his fingers. He goes, black pearl, 200. And gets the final one, kind of looks at it, takes a deep sniff, even licks it a little bit. Goes, yes, aquamarine, 500.
Yeah, perfect. You saved me some fees at the market. I appreciate it.
You know what you saved me? You saved me some stab wounds. It's worth it.
Indeed.
So, who the hell are you?
Well, I don't know what we're calling ourselves these days, but we are what's left of the King's Guard.
You mean McFife?
Yeah, I know.
Where is that guy?
Surprise!
Didn't he
The
run
prince.
away or something?
No. Angus McFife has just been very quiet. He's kind of looking around, going, I don't know what all this nonsense is.
This is not the kind of quarters he's used to.
Yeah, Flick does like a little fake kind of bow and like motion, like does a flourish with his hands off to the sides, like da 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 da.
Yeah, and McFife will kind of, if you kind of step aside, you'll see McFife kind of like just looking around the room, and then realize everyone's looking, and then kind of go, greetings. What's a polite word for commoners?
People.
I think that ship has sailed, Your Highness.
Yes, greetings, people. I'm Prince McFife. I'm not really a talker, so you're welcome. And that's pretty much it. I think. Got any advice on this mountain? And he just kind of shrugs because he has no idea what the hell he should be doing or asking. Like, he has openly admitted he is not. He's not a charismatic leader. McFife is a doer. You know, you point him in a direction and tell him to do it, and he'll go and do it. Tell him to figure out what to do, and he is not your guy.
Keldor will step forward and, being someone they know, he's like, so we're looking for the rumored great hammer. I'm sure you've heard the tale.
You kind of see the dwarves look at each other, and then up to you, oh, I never came across it, but no, we don't really go up the mountain. We go in the mountain. I suppose our tunnel would get you maybe like halfway, maybe. Give it a take. But then you'd have to, climb. What is it? Is it technically walk up a very steep hill? I don't know. I suppose it's just pedantic nature and reflection of one's perspective in travel in motion, really.
It's a climb when you have to use your hands.
Oh, what if I was to, get down on hands and feet? Like, am I then technically climbing on the floor, or like what?
No, then you're just dumb.
Baco starts chuckling again.
And Flick like grins super big and holds up his tankard like, eh?
The dwarf kind of nods and goes, "Aye, that would be stupid."
Okay, well, Boulder is like, well, we have a guide. Do we want to continue today, or do we need to take a break?
Actually, I say we keep going today. There's no reason to take a break.
At least go through the tunnels.
I don't know about you guys, but I've never stabbed anybody in the eye like that before. I could use
No,
like
really?
5 minutes, like maybe 10 would be like great.
Short rest!
They don't exist.
Not in 3.5.
No, but RP wise, Flick kind of wants like 5 minutes to just chill and have probably too many drinks and then carry on.
Oh yeah, I mean, one of the dwarves will chime in and go, well, slight issue. I was telling you about our tunnels, our mines. Darn this thing. Never thought it'd happen. A dwarven mine overrun with goblins. So, that's why we're here and not, working. It's not a dwarven holiday where we're just getting drunk. That's literally every other day this week. But not today. Today was work. But goblins kind of, kicked us out, and we nearly killed Jim. Jim looks up and smiles, and you notice he's missing a front tooth.
Oh, Jim.
I don't even have to pay to influence the game.
So, yeah, you've pretty much just been told that to break it down and give you, basic information, so I'm not having to, put on voices. They have basically told you if you head to the mountain and head down into their mine shaft, it has expanded far enough that it would probably get you halfway up the mountain. However, they've kind of been kicked out of it by a tribe of goblins.
And you know how many?
Well, I was kind of busy running and pulling crossbow bolts out of my arse to count, but
I turn and look at the goblin and I'm like, is that your home?
he looks to Kid to get verification that he's allowed to speak.
Speak up.
Yes.
And how
Yes,
many
sir.
are there?
Don't know common word for it, but he kind of points at the dwarves and goes, and then holds up all 10 of his digits and goes, this many multiplied of numbers of them.
Yeah, the strange vocabulary you've learned.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm trying to translate from goblin through to giant through dwarven then to common. It is very complex.
Oh, so you speak giant.
I speak all languages of us peoples. I speak goblin and orc and giant, and I don't really speak dwarf, but I know some words. I know kill the dwarf.
So
It's really all I've ever had to speak.
Okay, your ability to speak, I'm going to go ahead and take those privileges away for now. Keldor, you have what you need.
hold on. Wait. So if I'm getting that math right, that's like 40 goblins. But what about ogres or giants or anything else big like that thing?
He realizes that he spoke without being given permission, and then looks up to Kid again.
At least you're learning. Answer the question.
There is Grobin's brother, so there's another him.
Another big guy.
mm,
And I start rubbing my head and I'm like, are they really?
Um,
Or wolves? Are there any wolves?
um, did did you kill He kind of gestures out towards the barn. Did you kill Frigga?
No.
Then there's Frigga and Frigga's mate, Gerald. They're there. And any of their children. Don't know how many you killed. I've not really seen outside and seen how many friends and family members are dead. But it's fine. It wasn't that close. Screw those guys.
You attacked the dwarves here. You're not going to find much sympathy.
No. I don't care. I wasn't looking for sympathy. I was just merely stating a thing that has happened.
Is it strange that that this goblin betrayed his tribe, but then now he's loyal to us? Are we worried that he's going to betray us?
You don't actually think he's loyal to
For
us,
his
do you?
survival, he will. But if
Yeah.
make it more worth his while to us alive, then he won't do anything.
Like,
It's
for example,
goblins.
not receiving a crossbow bolt in the back of the head.
Yeah. Obviously, it's entirely up to like you in character to decide if you think it's bullshit or not. As in, if you want to, you can roll sense motive. But he described that in goblin culture, everyone looks out for themselves. Survival of the one is vastly more important than survival of the tribe, as far as they're concerned. So, it is not uncommon for a single goblin to give up his entire family, his friends, his home, if it means he doesn't die.
Okay.
Obviously, it's
doesn't
up
seem
to
like
you
much of
if
a
you believe
stretch.
that. But that is what he has told you. So,
Well, I don't know about you guys, but as much as I'd like to say I can, I don't think I can take on another one of those guys. And I gesture towards the giant. And 40 more goblins, plus the... Because we didn't even kill the one wolf thingy, and a lot bigger than the ones we did kill.
and Meat Sprinkles will once again look to Kid and with eyes of saying, "Can I talk?"
Can give him a nod.
I mean, we are spread out amongst the entire mines. It's not like we're just going to stand there in the entranceway as a force of foot. We're all spread out. We're still exploring everything that's now ours. So, the mines are quite big. You'd never really run into more than, say, 10 at a time.
Especially
What
not with you
if-
around, right?
Have we even considered the idea? What if we just went around? Like, don't you know the mountain too? Couldn't you get us past them?
Problem with going outside the mines is there are other creatures, or giants, this guy, and wolves, whatever that old wolf was. I'm sure there's more.
And having to actually ascend the mountain from the base. There's no way you're resting or getting any relief from climbing the mountain from the base. If you can at least get halfway up through the mine, you've got a pretty solid footing.
And go through the mine.
You don't have to. It just means I wasted days of my life drawing maps and planning
We're gonna go through the
encounters
mine.
and providing treasure and interesting things for you to explore. But you can say, "Fuck you, DM. I'm doing my own thing."
Okay, you guys all go through the mine. I'm walking outside. I'll meet you out there. No.
All right. Well,
We'll take the mines.
let's go to the mines. Let's go. And I turn to and I'm a little unsteady on my feet, and I look at Eliza and I'm like, sorry to ask this, but could you give me a little boost?
Little, medium, or large?
As much as you can give me.
Are we ordering hamburgers now?
Holy crap. 20 hit points.
I am now at full health. Lovely.
There you go.
This will be pretty much where we'll be wrapping up the session. Before we do that, is there any other like post-battle roleplay anyone wants to very quickly do? Because I've just realized we're starting to run very close to time.
I do.
Yes.
Hey, Rebecca. Do you want to do stuff?
Hey, Matt. So, Primrose will wrap their arm around Eliza's shoulder and be like, Eliza, the goblin over there, little goblin, very cute. What do you think?
She nods and then looks over at this creature which has got like jagged, sharp teeth and a patchy green skin and is bleeding from its neck, and she goes, I guess in the right light, maybe.
He reminds me much of this story I once heard about the kobold named Patch.
I loved reading The Adventures of Patchy.
I did too.
It was my favorite
my
children's
goodness.
book.
You just did that. Wow. Well done. Well
Of course,
done.
what's D&D without inserting things from other campaigns?
That's mandatory.
Yeah.
A joke only me and Rebecca understand.
I'm in love with Patchy. I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Yes, and Eliza has just established that the Merry Adventures of Patchy is a series of children's books in this universe.
Yay! I'm so happy.
Is that all you wanted to do, Rebecca?
Yeah, I'm trying very hard not to put meat sprinkles in the eyes of Patchy, because I really want to hug you, meat sprinkles right now.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
And
Okay.
we'll see if I decide to kill meat sprinkles. I won't ever actually.
No.
If you don't, I might.
Yeah, you'll have to
But,
be.
There's
man.
like several people in line to kill this thing.
yeah.
I'm resisting the temptation to make him Patchy 2.0. I'm really trying hard, Matt, just for you.
Yes.
This
Okay.
guy's our Clarota.
But
Clarota died easily. Forget it.
To be fair, Kid did phrase the guy thing as a job. So
Very last
technically
thing.
Go ahead.
I want to cut out one of the ogre's tusks.
yeah, you can totally do that. I mean, it's kind of messy work. If you're either going to have to saw across the actual tooth, or you're going to have to cut down into the gum, get it.
I would
from under the
probably
root.
just take like a rock and try and break it in half or something.
Oh
and
yeah,
just
you
get,
can
like,
do that.
the
You can
tip.
just like
Yeah.
crack it out.
Because I don't want a big, like, fucking, 6-inch long tusk or anything on my 3-foot tall body. I just want, like, the end of it.
Yeah, you can do that. You can just like smack it with a rock.
Yeah.
But with that, I think that is a very appropriate place to end this evening's session. From that combat, you all will have leveled up.
Yeah.
Basically, the smallish time you're recuperating here, having a drink, and the traveling to the dwarven mine, that will be your level up. Think about what you would like to do to have that happen. We'll cover that next week. As for myself and all my players, we thank you all for showing up and watching us this evening. Afternoon, daytime, whatever. Don't really care. Doesn't matter. We hope you have enjoyed us here at Welcome to the Party. Welcome to the Party is a lovely community, and you can follow them on Twitter at Welcome Party RPG. You can Follow them. Well, they have a YouTube channel, which my Archer, you will put a link somewhere, I believe.
It is on the loading screen, which we never actually used because we never took a break. So I will put that up at the end of the stream, and that'll have a bunch of different information for our founders of Welcome to the Party. It will have links to the artist who helped draw the Dark Horse, and it'll have links to both the Bardic Nox stuff and my Deviant.
Yes, and sorry, I can see Throck is desperately trying to remind, like, and stick around. We're gonna go and raid Castle Mac. Castle Mac is a great channel.
Wonderful.
It's great,
really good.
cool guys, and they're like good friends.
Of course I gotta shout you out. You're the reason this happened. So, yes, I'm going to shout out the founders. Just
Oh
gonna
yeah,
happen.
Throck and Kimages, great people. The kind, the pretty, other lovely compliments. So they let me keep doing stuff here.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, I forgot to do a bunch of mentions before because we got so wrapped up into combat, we didn't take a break. So, TJ, real quick, tell people other cool things they can do if they subscribe.
Or don't.
Well, all the people who subscribed this game got the chance to grant anybody a critical. I actually saw it take place in a game for once. Oh my god, it's crazy! I was waiting for that to happen.
I almost died because of it.
Almost, but it made it exciting.
It's true.
And yeah, and then because of Vako's crit that was granted by a player who subscribed, we got to half blind the thing, and then because of a natural crit, I got to fully blind the thing. So that's good. It's
Teamwork.
awesome when things actually affect the game and bring down a monster like that. And you can go way further into affecting the game with some of the giveaways that they like to do on the channel. You can get up to a $25 giveaway, or you can choose to donate up to 25 of your own dollars to any of the streams here, and you can even influence the character's stat blocks. You can give +1 to a stat of a character of your choice, or you can create an NPC, which Matt will then have to work into the game. So it can get real interesting real quick the more people donate. And we just had our first taste of it tonight, and I can only see how it's going to get out of control from here on out. So, with that being said, it is Welcome Party RPG on both Twitter and Twitch, and they thank you for your subscription and your attention.
Yes.
So do we.
Yes, we thank you a lot.
Yes. I'm going to give one final thing. Guys, there's a Discord. Go join it. You can talk to us, and we'll do all kinds of things. But I am going to sign it off there. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Have a pleasant evening, and happy adventuring. Good night, everybody.
See you next time.
Have a nice night.
Bye-bye.
See ya,
Bye.
peoples.